Morning, all. Okay, so busy night tonight, Thursday night, and all of that. So normally it is double-digit games on a Thursday. Tonight's no different. There's 10 games. We have 5 games starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. Starting with Colorado and Montreal. Colorado is 11-7-1. They struggle away from home though, 4-5, and really struggled last night against Toronto. I'm looking for them to even up their record on the road and get that to 5-5 with a game against Montreal. Over their last 10, they're 7-3. On the Montreal front, they're 4-7-1 at home, which is not great, but it's better than the road record. And over their last 10, they're 3-6-1. But again, with the changes made in management, they're signaling that they're probably done for this year and they're moving on to next year. But who knows? The team can still, win some games here and there. Colorado shouldn't take them lightly. Not using the Akbar magnet on any of these games today. I thought about it for that one, and I thought, well, no, Colorado's coming off a big loss. They should be fired up tonight. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, we see the rematch between St. Louis and Tampa. The first game was very entertaining. St. Louis came back and won that. Tampa's going to look to kind of stomp them tonight. So St. Louis is 12-7-3. Tampa's 12-5-4 away from home. St. Louis is 5-4-2 at home. Tampa Bay's 7-3-2. Over their last 10, St. Louis 4-5-1. Consistency's been an issue, even in game. And for Tampa, they're 6-2-2 over their last 10. Of course, they're missing some big names out of their lineup and all of that wonderful stuff, but they're still managing to win their share of games. So we'll see how it goes tonight. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific is the start time for Buffalo, 8-11-3 in against the Florida Panthers, who are 15-4-3. So for the Buffalo Sabres, away from home, they're 2-5-2, so they've only won 2 out of 9. They're in against Florida, who are 12-1. This was the game I thought about using the Akbar magnet on, and I thought, well, no. Reason being, over their last 10, Florida's 5-3-2. They shouldn't have any problem being ready for a game against a Buffalo team who are 3-6-1 in their last 10. And, this is where Florida needs to go out and really, assert themselves. Because for Florida, we are kind of on that in that precarious position where the season could be trending in the wrong direction, and they need to right the ship now, right? 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific's the start time as well for the Chicago Blackhawks and the Washington Capitals. Chicago 7-12-2 on the season. For the Capitals, they're 14-4-5. Away from home, Chicago's record's miserable, 2-7-1. Over their last 10, they're 6-4 though. The Washington Capitals at home, they're 7-1-3. Over their last 10, they're 7-2-1. So for the Capitals, this is an interesting one. Again, I thought about using one of those trap magnets, but the Washington Capitals shouldn't have much trouble getting ready for tonight's game with Kane and Taves and DeBrincat and them coming in. So we'll see. But for Chicago, they need to fix their road record. It's one of those things, if they're going to get back into the hunt, they need to even up that road record, and being 2-7-1 away from home, it's going to take a while for them to even that up, right? 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, the Ottawa Senators, coming off of a humiliating defeat at the hands of the Vancouver Canucks, in against the Carolina Hurricanes, one of, if not the best team in the league, depending on who you ask and all that wonderful stuff. So Ottawa's record's 4-15-1, Carolina's 15-5-1. This is the ultimate trap game, isn't it? But again, much like Florida, Carolina should be fired up because recent results have not been going their way. So getting up for a game against the Sens shouldn't be a problem. Away from home, too, Ottawa's only 1-7-1. It's a miserable record. Over their last 10, they're 1-9. Still, miserable record. All of those losses in regulation. On the Carolina side, they're 6-2 at home, so they've been very good at home. They're 5-4-1 in their last 10. It's been a bit of a slog the last 10 games. And it's like I said, that's going to happen, right? No team is going to spend all 82 games looking absolutely amazing and then cruise into the playoffs and win every single game there. That's just not how it works. You're going to have those dips through the season. It's a matter of coming out of that and getting back on track. So then at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, I'm very interested in this game. The Islanders at home against the San Jose Sharks. San Jose 12-9-1 on the season. The Islanders, of course, coming out of their break, their unexpected break, right? So they should have guys back in the lineup tonight. Should be a more NHL-like roster. They're 5-10-2 though at home. The Islanders 0-4. It's been a nightmare, right? It's been an absolute nightmare. On the San Jose front, they're 7-5 away from home. San Jose. As much as they might feel for these guys, they can't have any pity on them. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They're still cruising along. There is definitely room there for them to move up in the division. You look at Vegas losing last night against Anaheim. There's an opening there, right, for them to jump up. For the Islanders, they are 2-8 in their last 10. It's just been a miserable season for the Islanders in general. They did that really long road trip, and the idea was, hey, and then if they go home and they play really well at home, they'll be fine. And it just hasn't worked yet. But again, there are mitigating circumstances. Then at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, the Boston Bruins in against the Nashville Predators. Boston's 11-8 on the season. Nashville's 12-9-1. Away from home, Boston's 4-4, so they need to get above 500 there. At home, Nashville's 7-4, and they've been very good at home. Early in the season, they lose against Seattle at home. Since then, it's been a different story. Last 10 games, Boston is 6-4, same record as Nashville. Both of these teams winning 6 out of their last 10, have looked really good at some times and other times not quite so good. So we'll see how things go tonight. Also at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, the New Jersey Devils in against the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota 15-6-1. New Jersey 9-7-4. Away from home, New Jersey's 3-3-2. And again, they're getting points. They're getting points. They're staying in the race. Over their last 10, they're 4-4-2. So they're staying 500. At home, Minnesota's 8-2. It's been quite the run for them. Over their last 10, they're 6-3-1. And so we'll see how things go for them tonight. Minnesota should win this game. Minnesota's been on a pretty good run lately, so they should win this game, but we'll see. Then at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. You know, Dallas, I did a video about them, and bless them, they haven't lost a game since I did that video about them. Notice that's the only team that's had that power on. Most of the other teams, if I do a video on them, it's almost like the video doesn't have any effect. All right, but they're at home tonight against Columbus. This is a very good test for Dallas. Columbus is 12-8. The Dallas Stars are now 11-7-2. Away from home, Columbus is 4-5, so mediocre on that front. They're 5-5 in their last 10. That as well, mediocre, the one up, one down from Columbus. On the Dallas side, they're 7-2-1 at home. Very good at home. And yes, great goal song. I saw that comment in the comment section. Yeah, they have a great goal song. One of my favorites in the league. It might be influenced by the fact that I do cheer for Dallas. In the last 10, Dallas is 7-3. They've won 5 in a row, meaning that they were 2-3 in the 5 games before the 5-game winning streak. So consistency seems to have been an issue early in the season. They're getting that back. Their scoring has gotten better. They've started playing Holtby and Ottinger, and as much as I love what Hudobin did for them in the 2020 playoffs, I do think his time in Dallas is coming to an end. But we'll see what they do, right? So that'll be an interesting game. And then at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, the Calgary Flames in against the LA Kings. Why don't we have a Blasty on white? Anyways, or even on red. Just Blasty on a different color. Anyways. So, but this is the reverse retro. You can tell because the C's a different color. It's weird, right? It's one of those ones that where everybody got mad at the Islanders and said, look, they didn't do a reverse retro. And it's like, well, the Flames didn't reverse their retro either. Not every team did. So maybe at some point I'll do a video on how they didn't all reverse their retros. But yeah, Calgary 13-4-5, and away from home they're deadly. Like at home, there's definitely an air of them being a very good team, but away from home they're absolutely fantastic. They're 9-2-2 over their last 10 games. They're 6-2-2. LA, it's hard times again. They're 9-8-4. They're 6-5-2 at home, and over their last 10, they're 4-3-3. So it's one of those things where the Kings are a very streaky team. Which team shows up tonight? Oh, and Daryl Sutter being back into play or to coach against the LA Kings. Be great if he was playing, but I don't think so. He'd put the work ethic of a lot of players to shame. He would. But at this stage, I don't know that he necessarily be able to skate around and keep up with everybody. But I wouldn't want to put that past him. So, yeah. Calgary in against the LA Kings. Should be interesting. Let me know in the comment section below who you believe will win the games for tonight. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.